Awesome to be here in Wales, in Cardiff for the week. Had a few days of sun. Won't mention the wind, but it's been a great couple of days, great preparation, and a really keen and energised group of players. Our focus has been on Wales now after a strong review, and just excited to get under the roof and finish off this tour strong. Any questions?
What is the team playing for this weekend?
Playing for the black jersey. There's a lot of legacy part that's really important to us, and we talk a lot around our serving our people off the field and serving the jersey on, so it's one for the jersey.
A lot of motivation there, as we've seen on this tour for Wales too, to take a win after more than 70 years. All Blacks expected to win though. What do you make of that in terms of giving new players an opportunity, but still finishing with what New Zealand public expect, a significant win?
Yeah, that's the art and balance of it, isn't it? You're giving guys opportunities and setting them up to perform. And look, the ones that have been given the opportunity for training extremely hard and been really focused, and it's great to play that whole squad, and everyone have a crack at it. So there's a good sprinkle of experience and some great youth and young players coming through. So it'll be a passionate display.
With Rico and Brown, what was the thinking there in terms of understanding what they bring as opposed to giving some of the other players more test experience?
Look, they've been on tour. Anton got a crack over last week, and Rico's extremely experienced and just worked tirelessly on this tour to get an opportunity, and now's his. Everyone's had a crack, like I said. So the balance of the squad, everyone's either had one, two, or 3 or 4 games, so it's a mix of it all. That's always going to be. We've had a few bangs and a few injuries. It's great to have Fabian back and Caleb.
Just lastly from me, what have you been talking to the team about in terms of there is so much pressure on this team and trying to lift spirits and play and be a bit creative?
You're really talking this like it's quite dramatic, aren't you? I think the thing is we focus on what we could have done better last week and then get on with it. There's some really good stuff in there. So you look at that, you look at the line breaks, you look one every step but the board really, the scoreboard, and that's the most important one. So how can we get that part right?
Brenda, how hard has it been with Rico? He's a senior guy. I think he's been on a trajectory to be a world superstar, and then this year he's struggled a bit. He hasn't been able to play. How much one-on-one time have you had with him to keep him in the right headspace?
You're constantly checking on your players, and you have little conversations just to make sure that you're consistently giving them feedback. There's a technical aspect and then there's a technical side, but there's also the human side. So just make sure that stay ready. You're going to get a crack, and this is his one. So it's always continuous. We're excited for him. Like, he's been a really good pro off the field. He's done everything he can. Yeah.
Scott, Ruben, I haven't seen a great Ruben this year, but it's the second starter fullback.
Yeah.
He's a young, talented playmaker.
Great, eh? Yeah.
Do you see him long term as a fullback, or do you see him evolving into a 10?
Oh, I thought you saw him at the Hurricanes, didn't you, last year, and playing 10 at the back end there, playing some great footy. We see him both. He trains really hard with us in both positions. It's challenging when you've got a world-class fullback like Will Jordan, and the balance of it when you're going for a Grand Slam, and you've always in the back of your mind, Ruben, you're going to give him a crack at the end there, and you've got someone like D-Mac who's can rip a game apart. So when you give opportunities, that's a challenge, that's a skill set that I have to trust myself on for the team, and this is his this weekend, but definitely 10-15 or 15-10. I'm sure the Hurricanes will have him closer to the 9 next year.
Do you have any jurisdiction over that?
No, look, I learned from when I was coaching back there, you have conversations with them and you talk about how they're going to use their team and their squad and their individual players, but you never talk about how they're going to play and who's going to play where. Your hand starts to get a bit heavy then, doesn't it? But you do have conversations and say, look, if there is an opportunity, would love to see him there, and you normally agree. It's a small country, and it's a phone call and connection piece all the time you have with the coaches. It's a good relationships here.
Do you like to push him into 10 at the back
He's 10 cover, isn't he, on the sheet? So yeah.
What does he bring? What is it you like about him? What does he bring from the backfield?
Very good aerially, TJ. Look, he's good in the air. Covers the backfield really well. His kicking game's really good, and he's obviously got good timing onto the ball. He can come off players and punch that gap and set teams off. Set his outsides up really, really well. So he's got a bit of everything back there. It's great to see. Look, his anticipation for the game is good, especially in the backfield coverage.
Just on Fabian playing, I think, so he only missed last week against England. He hasn't played this year. He's had to take on a big workload with 2 bowlers, etc. But how's he grown from that first test into the even to where he sits today as a player?
Well, he's nominated for both the World Player of the Year, so that's how much he's growing. We're just really pleased, and as you said, he's an excessive character. He is last off the field. He will always push it. You have to pull him back a bit, which is the characteristics of all great players. But he's starting to master his trade and what's really important to him. That's the great thing about it, and you can see that consistency on the field. We missed him last week. We missed his physicality. Sometimes you don't realise until someone's gone how much you do miss them. But he's an ultimate pro, and it's great to have him back.
How would you describe how you want to see the All Blacks play to finish this Melbourne tour?
Oh, as I mentioned before, Kate was just with a passion, serving the jersey and executing. Just executing. Like we create a lot of our stats and stuff that we look at. We create enough, but we just don't execute enough. So it's a good weekend for that.
Because I know that the second half of Twickenham became the story of the game, but in the first half, do you feel you moved the ball probably better than you have all year?
Yeah. Parts of the Irish game, parts of the Scottish game as well. I think you can look at it in that regard as well. Probably in all games we've had patches, but look, as I mentioned before, I'll be frank with you, the consistency of it and the ability to wrestle momentum back is a big one for us. Test footy's the tightest ever been, and you're not going to win all of them. You're going to have moments that don't go your way, but getting it back is the key for us. All sides have got their strengths, and your ability to make sure that you keep your game flow and get your rhythm back is really critical for us. So that's been a focus here.
You've made a Wales over the past 2 weeks.
Oh, they showed some grit last week. One thing about the Welsh and we've shown is you put them under a roof, they sing the anthem, they'll dig deep, and you've got a black jersey against you. They'll find their best. That's what we're expecting from them. Look, their back's against the wall. There's sort of nothing to lose. That's when you, as a coach, and you feel like you've got to be right on. But they're spirited for sure.
There's no pressure on them, pretty much.
Exactly, nothing to lose, and it's great. It's going to be a great occasion. We don't often get to play Wales. It's been a while since we've played them, so we're looking forward to the occasion. Yeah.
You're going to think it's Blaine Murray who.
Yeah.
He's had a little bit of criticism, but he's dangerous parts to his game.
Yeah, look, he is. He's the definition of a pocket rocket, isn't he? 5'7", and he can bounce and spin and hit, and he's physically tough. And he's mentally tough little kid too. Look, we're really pleased for him coming to the academy as a 15. Was a 10-15. We're trying to get him into 10. It didn't quite work out, and he's playing international rugby here, so it's great for him in his career.
Hello, Ruben. Kate here from TVNZ. How are you feeling about getting the call up for this game?
Yeah, it's special. I think any time you get named in an All Blacks team, it's kind of like the first time. So yeah, I'm grateful to get the opportunity, but I know there's a tough game ahead with Wales and the way that they'll prepare and the way that we are as well, bouncing back from England. So I just want to do my best, play my part, and give a performance I can be proud of.
Anything in particular that you are looking to inject into this game?
Yeah, a bit of vitality, good energy, and a little bit of X factor, but at the same time being a calm head. I've been in this environment for 2 years now, so I feel like I've got a good understanding of how we want to play the game and just make sure that I can be a reliable teammate.
And how are you guys going in terms of like the team being under pressure to get this win, but also wanting to lift spirits this week? What's some of the chat been like for Cilio?
Yeah, obviously coming off a loss last week against England, review was pretty hard on Monday. But then we got told by Skip, like once the review's done, we've got to move on to Wales, so we've got to dump that backpack there. There have been chats. It probably wasn't our flashiest performance. So this weekend, the boys are pretty excited to put out a performance that all of New Zealand can be proud of. So
you talk about turning those nerves into excitement too. Obviously, lots of people getting opportunities this week, including yourself. How are you feeling about running it?
Yeah, I haven't started in a while, so it's pretty nerve wracking. But then, at the same time, we've got good fellas in the team that we got good competitive edge in the team. So whoever gets called into the jersey, we help prepare those boys the best that we can. Like I have been and like the other boys in the team, they haven't really been getting selected. But we always try to put our best foot forward and trying to prepare the boys the best that we can. Obviously it's my first start, so I'm still trying to learn, because I'm not used to it. But it's good having Fletcher there and the other tight head props to boost my confidence. So it's good.
And what would a win mean to this team to finish the season?
I feel like it'll help us. I don't know. It'll just be good to get a win, because in this team, that's what we want to do. You want to win every game that you come up against. So it'll be a good bounce back if we can get a good dub this weekend against a good Welsh side.
Ruben, did you sort of grow up aware of the great legacy of Welsh rugby? Obviously, the fantastic stadium, but just the rivalry that's sort of gone on between these two countries. I mean, how does that excite you?
Yeah, to be honest, it's probably my father's injection of his love for Wales, and especially the European sides. They make a big grand of stage for the games, for the All Blacks, especially when the All Blacks come over. And I've never been to Millennium Stadium. My old man has, so it's pretty special for him. And he was telling me before the trip if there's a few games there that you can get along, make sure Wales is one of them. So.
Ruben, what did you take out of your last start at fullback against France and Hamilton, and that can carry forward to this game?
Just the speed of the play, really. Coming from starting a lot of games in Super and you go into the international arena, it's the ball speed's a lot quicker, the hits are a lot faster, and the window of opportunity to make plays shortens real quickly. So yeah, it was a long time ago starting that game, but I feel like the mental side of the preparation is so key when it's been that long. So I'm excited. The French start was awesome and I loved it. So it was just another stepping stone for me, and the only way I can get better is just putting those learnings into practice.
And that whole, 10-15 dynamics, something that's always going to be, whether you probably go back to the Cairns next year, maybe play 10. Do you find the transition easy enough, and do you enjoy playing both?
Yeah, I think we'll see what position I play in Super Rugby when that comes next year. I'm not going to say it now, but I want to do my part for the black jersey, and whatever number that is on my back, I'll do that. So, I'm not fussed. I haven't told the coaches here I want to play one position. It's just whatever this team needs from me, I'll do it.
How patient have you had to be, Ruben? You mentioned you've been in the team for a couple of years. Have you had to learn to be patient and just soak up what you can from training and playing the opposition role at training and that sort of thing?
Yeah, you're behind three future Hall of Famers in Bowden, DMAC and Will. You have to be pretty patient, and I'm just grateful that my family supported me along the way. There's been times where I wouldn't say impatience the word, but you get kind of frustrated just training the whole time. But it's when you've got so many coaches that put your arm around you and help you grow as a player. I'm still young, so the only way I see it as a failure is if I don't learn. And from each training, we got great coaches, and again, Bowden, DMAC and Will, they help me out as much as they can. And yeah, again, this is a team environment. There's no I in it, so I'm just going to make sure that I can do the best I can for this team.
I know you've mentioned previously about wanting to be the best player in the world, so how much do you take off those future Hall of Famers, as you put it?
Yeah, heaps. Just seeing them prepare for games. Test matches require so much preparation and input, and from the mental side as well. So seeing what it comes down to, Bowden's done it for over a decade, so there's no shortage of legacy and legendary features there.
Ruben, for you personally and for the team, how important do you think on Saturday, first high ball that goes up, make a clean catch, how important do you think that will be?
I think every high ball that I've had in my life, I've had one clear factor, and that's go get it. So that's going to be no different this week.
Cassillo, have you guys been doing anything different in training this week in terms of the kind of underlying challenge with this tour has been the third quarter and the consistency? Has there been any difference this week, or is it more talking about it?
No, it's just, I wouldn't say training's been the same, but it does feel like it has been ramped up. We got a training this afternoon, but I can say for sure that it has been ramped up. You know, the coaches, you know, they demand a lot of us, you know, and our loss last week wasn't good enough. So this week we're preparing well, and that starts at training, you know, and the coaches take a, I don't know if it's a big burden or whatever they say, you know, like it goes through them to us. So, you know, yeah, and if that means that trainings need to be ramped up, then they ramp it up, you know, and yeah, just yeah.
Possibly you mentioned about starting a test match that you've done once before. What is different about starting a test match as a prop compared to perhaps coming on in the 50th, 50th?
I feel like when you start, like every team that every international team that fields their players, I feel like they field their best 15, and it's always hard starting, you know, because you're going up against the best of that country. So yeah, it's just always nervous because I'm always used to coming off the bench, but you know, I'm excited to start this week, you know, and get some good minutes under my belt, and yeah, hopefully get a win, yeah.